Thank you. And now vetting is underway. In your opinion, what indicators should be the guiding principles for the vetting committee?
Okay, thank you very much. I believe vetting is a part of the electoral process. It gives the aspirants the opportunity to answer to the content of the documents that they file. And also, it helps the party scrutinize the aspirants to ascertain their readiness to be candidates to contest for the election. So, I mean, we've had three that have been vetted yesterday. We are having three being vetted today, and then the fifth and the sixth, as you indicated. So, for now, I do not see any of the aspirants being removed or disqualified from the process, even though we have had some very unfortunate cases by some of the aspirants who are part of the process. Like, for example, Honorable Kennedy Ejapon is on record to have said that he doesn't know why he's a part of the NPP party and that members of the party are deaf. And so I don't know the criteria of the vetting committee, but for most vetting processes, if you are part of an association and you put the association in bad light, or you do not give it the reputable status that the association has by your activities or statements that you make, it is grounds to be disqualified when you put yourself to be a leader of that particular association. So obviously, that can also be a factor. They will check your dedication and service to the party, whether you have been involved in any activity that has brought the party in bad light. Also, I mean, with regards to your documents that you submitted, some background checks will be done by the vetting committee to be sure whether everything that you have submitted is a true representation of your person as an aspirant to the process.
Right. Now, how would you assess the chances of those who were vetted? Yes. Sorry about that. How would you assess the chances of those who were vetted yesterday, that is the Vice President and Mr. Alan Tremantin, and those of today, Boache Japon, Kwabene Japon, and Kennedy Ejapon?
So, out of the 11 aspirants, we have three of them who have this process not being new to them. You have the Honorable Kennedy, the Honorable Alan Tremantin, the Honorable Kwabene Japon, and also Mr. Boache Japon, who have been at this before. So they obviously would have some experience in this vetting process. Dr. Baumia, the current vice president, and the others who are new to this particular context are the ones who might have this as a new experience for them. So hopefully, we are hoping to see what happens. And looking at the statutes in the NPP party, where if those aspiring are more than 5, then there's going to be a super delegate conference to decide the top 5 who will then be brought to the entire delegate consideration.
Right. Now, the party will hold a special congress on August 26th to elect 5 out of the 10 aspirants who will stand for the November 4 primaries. Will this arrangement not defeat the purpose of democracy and fuel rancor in the rank and file of the party?
In fact, from a political marketing perspective, this superdelegate provision in the NPP constitution is very undemocratic because every voter is a voter. We do not have any special voters who are different from the entire voter base.
Right.
You see, so why should a group sieve out from the many and then, now present a few of them for the consideration of the others. You see, in my opinion, it's not right. I can understand the cost implications of that. That is why the party will do that. Probably having more than 20 people on the list and then having to print ballot papers with all of them there. I mean, I can understand the cost implication, but that is what it is. Democracy is expensive. So if you want proper representation of what the people want as their leader, you should go beyond just saying we have a super delegate. Every delegate is a delegate. In fact, one of the things we have advocated for is that we need to broaden the voter base or the electoral base of these kind of internal party elections. Why can't we have a situation where all card-bearing members of the NPP are those who vote for their leader, and then we have polling station executives, constituency executive, regional executive, and then the national executive, with some selected individuals like the MPs selecting who becomes their next leader. So this conversation should be had. If I'm not mistaken, I believe before 2007, we didn't have polling station executives being a part of the delegate list. But MPP as a party being known, as known for expanding their electoral base, should also be having a conversation around this, where now all card-bearing members should be given the opportunity. So to me, the superdelegate is not a true representation of what the people would want. In fact, look at those who make up the superdelegate. We have the hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go on, sir.
Yes, I'm saying when you look at those who make up the superdelegates, they are just less than 10% of the entire population of members of the party. So it is so undemocratic that less than 10% would decide who is fit to be in the top 5 to be elected as the flag bearer of the party. You know, and when that happens, it means that you are taking the power from the grassroots. Those who are in charge of the mobilization, those who ensure that at every post, national post, the party comes into government, or whoever becomes flag bearer becomes the president of the country. So it is very unfortunate that is a provision in the NPP constitution. And I don't think that whoever the superdelegate selects in the top 5 in terms of hierarchy is a representation of what the grassroots want for the party.
Right.
So I believe maybe time will tell.
Great.
We will see in November whether the members of the top 5 in terms of hierarchical, how in order that they come at the end of the superdelegate conference, we will see whether it would be a true representation of what the grassroots wants or not.
Yeah, Mr. Tadeka, I know the vetting is still ongoing, but would you want to take a guess as who the top 5, the lucky 5, would be at the end of 7th after the vetting process?
The top 5, okay.
Yes, let's guess.
I would look at those who have been there before. The Honorable Alan Semantin, the Honorable Kabay Japon, and then the Honorable Japon Boache Japon also. So that's the top 3. Then we also have, because the vice president is part of the incumbency, most likely will sail through. So we'll have Dr. Baumia and then Kennedy Japan. So these are my top 5 at the end of the vetting.
Okay, and will you think, through your political lenses, is the NPP going to break the 8 with the slogan going on so far?
That is very hard to say now, because politics is full of dynamics. Anything can happen at any point in time. Currently, as we speak, the government is not in the good books of the people because the government has not been able to meet the expectations of the general citizens. So it would be hard to say that it would be, an easy call for government to say that they would break the hate.
Okay.
I think what the NPP needs right now is a leader who Ghanaians would see as different from this particular government. And that is why most of the polls that have come out have indicated members who are not part of this, directly part of this current regime as people that Ghanaians want to see leading this country in the next election.
Right. That'll be all for now. Thanks so much.